before World War I, women were seen as less important and less capable than the men of the time. Women were encouraged to be housewives, meaning they were expected to stay at home and do women's work such as cooking, cleaning, and serving her husband who had the power in the home. But at the start of World War I, the role of women changed dramatically. During World War I, thousands and thousands of men volunteered and were drafted for the war. Because of this, thousands of jobs were left and new jobs had to be created to help the war effort. Since all the men were off fighting, women took on the challenge. There were many factory jobs that women worked in during the war. In factories, women would produce goods for the war, including artillery, supplies, and clothing for the soldiers, and much more. Their efforts would support both the army in battle and the children at home.
Since my husband has left, I have been working in his factory to support him while he's gone and my family here at home. Sure, the wages aren't as good as he had, but they're better than I would have had if there was no war. I like inspecting these weapons because it makes me feel like I am actually helping him while he is gone.
Along with factory work, women also helped to ration food and grow victory gardens. Rationing food was very important because there was not enough food for the soldiers in battle. Because of this, women started growing victory gardens.
This is a vegetable garden that I'm growing for me and my family so we can eat. This way I know that I'm not taking any fruit and vegetables from our soldiers' mouths.
A victory garden was a homegrown garden that was created to help increase the production of food during the time of war. Along with women working in the home front, the role of women during World War I was extended to the battlefront also. Examples of these women in the battlefront are the 12,000 American women that enlisted in the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps during World War I. Of the 12,000, about 400 died. Another example are the 2,800 women that served in the Canadian Army. These women were given training in drills, small arms, first aid, and vehicle maintenance. 43 of these women died. The women in the military were not involved in combat but worked as clerks, secretaries, typists, drivers, and nurses. The only country that deployed women into combat was Russia in 1917. These Russian women were known as the Women's Battalion.
Why Zesha, why restore di Shaladya Boris, Zashoya, Straya Royesa.
After the war, women gave up their factory jobs to the returning men. They went back to participating in women's work, but their efforts impacted the way women were viewed forever. Many years after World War I, many countries, including the United States, Canada, Great Britain, and others, gave suffrage to women in part because of the participation women gave during the war. If it weren't for the help of the women at home and on the battlefront, the Allies would not have won the war.